Do you think the younger cricket fans really, because we've had about a decade of mediocrity in the international game, do you think they really appreciate just how far, because you mentioned Sri Lanka has actually gone a long way just on talent, right? And just to give our audience an idea, from Arjun Ranatunga and his idea of pinch hitting at the top of the order with Sana Jayasuriya and Kalu Witharani, it changed the one international game at that stage. It wasn't something that people had really seen before. And then Sana Jayasuriya himself is still underappreciated in my opinion, because he's a generational all-round. I mean, especially in the one-day game, there's just not anyone who does that. And there's certainly not anyone who's pinch hit at the top of the innings who can then go into Test cricket and score 300 or 200 quite regularly. He did it fairly regularly. We had the greatest of all-time bowler in Muttai Muralidharan. They had to change the rules because of the way he was bowling. I feel like he invented the word and the delivery, but the doosra was around before, I think, Saklin Mushtaq maybe. This Malinga's action, never seen before in cricket, never tried before in international cricket with any effect. We had Sangakkara, who's probably in the top 3 all-time batsmen, top 5 all-time batsmen.
I think he's got the second best average.
I mean, he's up there.
Bradman.
He's up there, right? And then he's, in terms of wicketkeeper batsmen, I don't think there's a contest. I don't think there's anybody else out there. Who would you say is as good a wicketkeeper batsman?
Gilly, perhaps.
But Gilly was a low order. I mean, you know, he wasn't a top order batsman.
True.
He could play top order,
yeah.
but in Test cricket especially, he always number 6, number 7 when there was already 300-400 runs on the board. Then you had, you know, even Mahela Javed, one of our great modern captains in the game, recognized by the ICC, he's one that won the award. Dilshan invented the Dil scoop. So we've done all this in the international game in just my lifetime. This is all my lifetime, right? But how did we reach a point where we weren't be able to pay people's contracts? We weren't able to attract TV sponsorship. You know, we couldn't even organize a tour at some points in Sri Lanka. So, I mean, there's only so much the talent can take us, and if you can draw parallel to this current team where there's no stars like that I've mentioned in this team, maybe a few, but how do you see our current T20 team and our current one-day international team?
Well, I think cricket administration also is a professional thing, Kusum. And we've got this thing in the sports law which says that most of the constitutions say that you have to have played the game at a certain level in order to be able to administrate it. But it's not often that you are a good administrator if you've played sports at a higher level. In fact, I would say that it's an antithesis because you've spent so much of your life on the field and you may know that area of the game inside out. But you've missed out on some of the life skills that a lot of other people have been acquiring in terms of maybe doing academic qualifications, understanding processes, you know, sitting out from the outside and watching how things are going to be managed. So Sri Lanka cricket hasn't been as professional perhaps as its counterparts in other parts of the world. And maybe that's why it's only when you read out that list of innovations and innovators that we've had in the game that it struck me just how much we have contributed to Sri Lanka, to world cricket. And why aren't we talking about it more? And that's something that Sri Lanka cricket needs to be doing. We need to be pushing other boards to tour more. We need to be saying, you know, we don't want a Darwin test, we want an MCG test, you know, that kind of stuff. We need to be able to do at the board level. And I don't think we really have the punch yet for that stuff to be taken seriously at the board table as much as we are taken on the field.